Hey everyone, I'm Josh Bandy. Thanks for being here. Today we're going to be learning Simple Song by the Shins. We're going to walk through each part of the song, practice it slowly, and then play through it at full speed. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps other people find the channel. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Let's get to it. Alright, so let's get into some of the basics of the song. Important to note that I'm actually not going to be playing it in the key that it was recorded. James Mercer sings way too high. So I kind of brought it down to a little bit of a more singable key and a key that the chords still sound pretty good and are easy to play. What I'm going to be going over today is mostly the simple version of how to strum it. There's a little bit more of a complicated version I'll mention, but we're not going to really spend a lot of time focusing on that. All of the chords that you're going to see here can be found on my Patreon page. All my patrons get access to every PDF I've ever made for all the songs that I've done. We got to do the chords. So we're going to be playing in the key of A. So we're going to play A. A major there. Not really playing this top string. This is a little bit of a weird chord. Sometimes I just bar it. If you find it hard to do this, sometimes people kind of play it like that too. E major. Next chord. D major. You can kind of play this, you don't really play that one though. F sharp minor. Borrow these. And then B minor, just borrowing the same fret. And these strings here. Now we're ready to get into the verse. So because we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, I'll just mention it right up front. The strumming that he ends up going to sounds like this. This is just a simple song. And so because you're not fully moving the entire time, that's what makes it a little difficult. It makes it really easy to get off tempo. So if you want to try practicing it that way, I would recommend the play along video that I recorded. I'll link that in the description below. But also, I would recommend practicing it slowly with a metronome and kind of tap along with it so you get practice keeping the rhythm. It takes a little bit to not strum all the time. Keep your hand moving consistently and stay on tempo. Because you don't want to be playing like... and then be all over the place and no one's going to like that. Okay, so we're going to start out on this A. Just kind of strum like that. Steady. Through the beginning part, this is just a simple song to say what you've done. Told you about all the fears and the way they did run. You sure must be strong. D to the E. Those transitions are going to be quick. The E to the D. And you feel like an ocean being warmed by the sun. Then it goes into that second part of the verse. So we'll just practice the first part of the verse slowly, nice and steady. 2, 1, 2, ready, play. Well, this is just a simple song to say what you done. Told told you about all those fears and the way they did run. Sure must be strong. And you feel like an ocean warmed by the sun. If you didn't notice the count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a little it's syncopated, so it gets you off rhythm a little bit. 1. You feel like an ocean warmed by the sun. And then the good news is this: the next part, the second part of the verse, that's the kind of strumming pattern that it goes back and forth from the A to the E. So let's play through the first part of the verse at full speed, and then we'll get into the second part of the verse. So 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. Well, this is just a simple song. Say what you done. I told you about all those fears and the way they did run. You sure must be strong. You feel like an ocean being warmed by the sun. So it goes back and forth between the A and the E there. And when I was just 9 years old, swear that I dreamt your face on a football field, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until it goes, and a kiss that I kept under my vest. And then again, back and forth. A pot from everything, a pot, you know, that you cook? No, apart from everything but the heart in my chest. So it goes back and forth and back and forth. And let's practice it slowly. And what I'll do is I'll remind you that the changes are coming. So this is the second part of the verse now. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. I swear that I dreamt your face on a football field, the kiss that I kept. And here comes deep my best. Apart from everything, with the heart in my chest. Chords. So we get into the F sharp minor. Okay, let's try to practice it at full speed now. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. When I was just 9 years old, I swear that I dreamt your face on a football field, the kiss that I kept under my vest. Apart from everything, the heart in my chest. All right. Let's get into the chorus now with that. So let's walk through the chorus. Starts with F sharp minor. I know that things, okay, can really get rough when you go then it repeats that same progression. Don't go thinking you gotta be tough. Play like a stone. Yeah. Could be there's nothing else in our lives so critical. And then it back E the D again. As this little home. Then back into the verse. Strumming pattern that we're going to do for the chorus. It's a very common strumming pattern, works with a lot of songs. But this one's nice because you just kind of keep down. So the pattern is down, skip it, down, up, skip it, up, down, up. Sounds more confusing when I say it than when I play it. So listen to it. So notice, this is something you want to get used to. Most songs, keeping your hand moving while you strum and selecting when you want to strum. And eventually you'll be able to pick and choose whenever you want to play. But in the beginning, it's a little tricky. So that's the pattern we're going to try. We'll work on it. I'm going to play it that way as we practice through the chorus slowly. So let's try to practice the chorus slowly. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. I know that things can really get rough when you go it alone. Don't go thinking you gotta be tough. Play like a stone. All right, let's try to practice that at full speed now. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. I know that things can really get rough when you go it alone. Don't go thinking you gotta be tough. Play like a stone. My life in an upturned boat. So the second verse follows the same pattern as the second half of the first verse. So we're not going to go over that. We're going to go straight into the instrumental. So after the second verse goes through that same pattern as the second half of the first verse. The second chorus, same kind of rhythm and everything as the chorus that we just went through. Now, at the end of the second chorus, there's a little instrumental part. It's not very long, but it's the only time that we get to play our B minor chord. So it kind of goes back and forth between B minor here and F sharp minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then D. So back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Because it's just kind of repetitive, we'll practice it slowly. And then if you want to play it fully, you can practice it with the play along that, like I said, is linked in the description below. So we'll go from the end of the second chorus. Could be There's Nothing Else in Our Lives So Critical as This Little Home, and then we'll go into the instrumental part. So let's practice it slowly. 1, 2, 3, and could be there's nothing else in our lives so critical as this little home. 3 times, and then to the D. So once you are able to play those sections that we went over, you can play the whole song. And when you practice each of those little bits little by little, and you feel comfortable playing each of the sections at full speed, I would recommend, even before you're fully comfortable, jumping to the play along and try to play along with it. Part of getting better is, that immediacy of trying to keep up, and that almost forces you to, get better at transitions and stuff. And it'll be sloppy at first, but that's okay. You can do it as many times as you need. So, yeah. So as far as the transitions go, I'm just going to do a quick note about the transitions. I like to play my A's like this. And part of the benefit to this is it makes the transition to the E not too difficult. Because what I'm doing is these 2 fingers are coming down, and then this one is there. And you can leave it almost, right next to the string, so you're ready to go as soon as you transition. And then the D is a little tricky, but if you're playing the A with the bar, you might want to, that might be something to try, because maybe that transition is easier for you. Couple ways to play it and try it out. So that's it. We did it. I hope it works out well for you. Please let me know how it goes if you still have any questions, or if you have any suggestions of songs you'd like to see. I'm currently putting out at least one a month. I'd love to get it to more. So thankful for my patrons on Patreon. Again, the PDFs for this song can be found there, and all the other songs that I've done. Happy playing, and we'll see you soon.